George Pickens' development this year does not get talked about enough. And it's not only his development as a football player, it's his development as a person. He used to be immature and he would get nearly 3 to 4 penalties for being excessive or taunting or something similar like that a year. And this year, I believe he only had 1, and if he didn't, he had 0. He also has had so much progression as a route runner. Now, George Pickens has always been elite in his catching abilities and his body control, but his route running used to be lackluster. Here is a clip from week 1 of last year when he was still on Pittsburgh. He is the top of this bunch guy right here, and he runs a simple out route. All right, it's about 7 yards deep. Oh, never mind. He wasn't top of the bunch. But anyways, he runs a simple out route, and he gets caught up on his defender. Now, he doesn't... Justin Fields fits the ball in here, but he gets caught up on his defender, and there's no separation now. So Justin Fields has to make a tight throw into a window, even though he should have hit this guy right here. But he got caught up on the defender. A little bit of separation, but not a whole lot. Here's a similar play when he was up against the Chiefs while he was on the Cowboys this year. Now, the Cowboys don't run as much bunch as the Steelers did and do. They have a much deeper wide receiver core, so they've got 1 running back, 1 tight end, and 3 wide receivers out here, while instead the Steelers might run something like 1 wide receiver and 2 tight ends, or 2 wide receivers and 1 tight end in a bunch group and have a running back here. But here he also runs another route, and now they do get a different look by the Chiefs than what they did against week 1 last year. But here he sees that there's a soft spot in the coverage. If it'll so right here, he's running another out. This one's not quite as deep, so instead of going around here, he sees the soft spot. This guy is too busy putting hands on this wide receiver, so he knows if he busts it out right there, there's going to be some wide open spot. And look at that. He's got maybe 3-4 yards of separation. Of course, ironically, as I'm talking good about what he does end up fumbling the ball, but the Cowboys recover, so no harm, no foul, right? Here we are last year, week 1 one more time. George Pickens motions over. He is bunching up with the tight end, who is off the line. He's lined up in a wide receiver. And he's got a short out or a flat. And when he runs this route, there's just no cutting into it. He just kind of runs it flat and he runs it short and rounded. And so, I mean, he does get a 3-yard gain, but there definitely could have been more to gain there. Here he is once again against the Chiefs. Now he runs a slant route here, which is definitely different than a flat/out. But you can tell that the cutting, here he is down at the bottom. You can tell by the way he cuts, boom. As soon as he steps off of the line, he's immediately trying to get a move on the corner and cuts super quickly, gets 2-3 yards of separation for the slant, boom, and he jukes him out. You know, extra points there. Here we are again last year. We've got another out, about 2-3 yard out. Here he is right here. He is the second man from the bottom. And he's got soft coverage and he's running an out. And he's about to break down. And you could just tell the difference. He's got a good shiftiness to him, but it's definitely not the level that it was this year. And he breaks the out, creates about a yard or 2 of separation, which is not as good as 2 to 3, which is what I've showed you guys. And he does have to come back for the ball. Probably not the best ball, and he only gets a 2-yard gain. They're short of the sticks. Route running has never really been his specialty. It's always been contested deep balls. Here he is at the top of your screen right here. He has a deep end, so he's going to be running about 10 to 12 yards and then cutting it in, but his corner is playing inside press. So really, this is the worst time to be running this route. But he gets about an inch or two of separation off of him, finds it to cut deep, gets like, oof, just a little bit of, not even separation, but he gets a little bit of space to go in there. I'll zoom in for you guys. It's a little bit blurry. And make a contested catch, hard catch against Denver, who had one of the best defenses in the league. Basically, the point I am saying is George Pickens has the opportunity to become a bona fide wide receiver 1, which he has never been in his entire career. He had an amazing season on the Cowboys where he was actually the wide receiver 2, but he led his team in all receiving categories, and he was top 5 in receiving yards. He has worked on his personality. He did have one penalty, but, he's still growing, all right? That's improvement in my eyes, and I think that since he's becoming a free agent, maybe the Browns could pick him up. Although I would not like that because I've been a George Pickens hater ever since he was drafted. I do think that he is becoming a better person and a much better wide receiver. Let me know what you guys think down below. Peace.